Have you ever told your line manager, I have another hospital appointment, and immediately felt like you needed to explain yourself? Or maybe you've been asked, another appointment? How many hospital appointments do you actually need? Why are you going to the hospital so often? Instead of simply managing your health, you now start to feel as though you have to prove that you are genuinely living with a chronic condition called diabetes. Today, I want us to talk about this because whether you live with type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes, regular healthcare appointments are not necessarily evidence that you are frequently unwell. They can be evidence that you are actively trying to stay well. Diabetes doesn't clock out when you clock in at work. Living with diabetes involves far more than just taking medication and going to work. So, depending on the individual, healthcare appointments might involve so many more diabetes reviews. You have to check your HbA1c, you have to get your retinal screening done, you have to get your kidney monitoring done, you have to get your food assessed, you need to get your medications reviewed, your blood pressure management checked. If you're on technology or insulin, you need reviews for that as well. And if you're pregnant, you deserve pregnancy care and cardiovascular assessments or treatments of complications. Diabetes UK specifically notes that people living with diabetes need healthcare appointments as part of managing their condition and reducing the risk of serious complications. So, when someone attends an appointment, they are not necessarily taking another day off. They are actually taking steps to protecting their future health. And ultimately, proactive healthcare can help people remain healthy enough to actually continue to work. But can an employer ask about your appointments? Yes, employers have responsibilities for managing attendance and maintaining a functioning workforce. But I think we need some balance here. They can have policies around medical appointments. They can also have a meaningful conversation with employees about attendance and how they can support them. The issue isn't simply, my manager asked me about my appointment. The bigger question should be, how is this conversation being conducted? Is it, how can we support you while making sure the service is covered? Or does it actually feel like, are all these appointments really necessary? These are two different workplace cultures. Diabetes and the Equality Act. So, for those of us working in Great Britain, this is particularly important. So, under the Equality Act 2010, disability is a protected characteristic, and employees have responsibilities around reasonable adjustments. The government guidance specifically uses diabetes as an example when explaining how treatment is considered in determining disability. Diabetes UK goes further to explain that type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes and other forms of diabetes that require insulin or medication will generally be considered within this framework. Everyone's circumstance is assessed individually. Reasonable adjustments might include flexibility around your break time, diabetes management, your working arrangements, depending on the circumstances, disability-related appointments or treatments. What concerns me the most is actually the stigma. There is another part of this conversation that legislation alone cannot fix. This is trust. People living with chronic conditions should not routinely feel that they have to prove that they are ill enough to deserve some form of health care. Imagine managing diabetes 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and then having to defend yourself every time your healthcare team asks to see you. This can leave you feeling, does my manager think I'm lying? These thoughts actually came to my head when this was done to me. Do they think I'm using diabetes as an excuse? That thought came to my mind as well. With this appointment count against me, this thought crossed my mind as well. This is where workplace education becomes incredibly important. Diabetes UK actually identifies lack of employer understanding, workplace stigma, and difficulties getting flexibility for appointments among concerns reported by so many people living with diabetes. Now we'll move ahead to my subtle message to employers and line managers. Please do not confuse healthcare utilization with poor work commitments. Please ask us, persons living with diabetes, questions when necessary, but you need to do that respectfully and not sarcastically. Don't assume. Don't stigmatize us. Don't make someone feel guilty for managing a condition they never get a holiday from. Instead, ask us, what support do you need to manage your diabetes and continue doing your job effectively? That one question actually changes the entire conversation. My take-home message to everyone living with diabetes: your hospital appointment isn't simply about today's blood glucose. It could be about protecting your eyes, your kidneys, your heart, your feet, your future, and your ability to remain healthy and productive for years to come. So here's the question I want to leave with everyone. Should your employers be able to discuss our hospital attendance, or have some workplaces actually crossed the line from reasonable attendance management into suspicion and diabetes stigma? I would genuinely like to hear people's experiences. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you are an employer, line manager, or healthcare professional, I would especially like to hear from you. Let's make diabetes understanding basic workplace knowledge. Thank you all for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.